I've suffered from sleep paralysis since I was 14 years old. If you're not familiar, it's a sensation of not being able to move, usually in bed, and being consciously aware of it. During one of my many episodes, I heard what sounded like someone entering my room, then felt them hugging me until my back began to hurt. I tried to get loose, but whatever was there got angry with me and growled. When I could finally move again, I had goosebumps all over my body and my back was in a lot of pain. I still have sleep paralysis, but I've never had a similar experience. I'll never understand what it was that had a hold of me. Last weekend, I woke up in the middle of the night because my dog had jumped up onto the bed and started licking my face and whimpering, sort of how he does when he's begging for food or something along those lines. I asked him, "What do you want, boy?" But when I turned on my bedside lamp, my dog wasn't there. I got up and found him sleeping peacefully in his bed in the kitchen. I recently woke up in the middle of the night to a quiet house. The dogs were asleep, and I couldn't figure out what had startled me awake so suddenly. As I looked around the room, I saw what looked like a human silhouette standing by my bed. But instead of being totally black, it looked like it was made up of thousands of little black dots that moved and shifted. I blinked in confusion, thinking it was my eyes that were the problem. But the shape continued to move around the room. A few moments later, I reached for my phone, and by the time I turned on the flashlight, the silhouette was gone. To this day, I have no idea what it was that visited me, but I do remember looking at my phone and seeing the time. It was 2:46 a.m. A few days after my cousin had a baby, her husband needed to leave to go on a business trip. So my sister and I said we'd stay with her and help her take care of things and keep her company. One evening around 9 p.m., as we watched TV in an upstairs bedroom, we heard footsteps downstairs. Someone had opened the door in the kitchen, walked into the bathroom, and slammed the door behind them. Assuming my cousin's husband had come home early, we went downstairs to greet him. But there was nobody in the house. We went back upstairs, but kept hearing someone moving around downstairs. We waited in terrified silence until our parents eventually stopped by. We never figured out who was in the house with us that night. While I was living in China, I got into a very angry fight with the person I was dating at the time. I left the apartment we were sharing and found my way to the temple at the very top of a nearby mountain. The view from the temple was incredibly beautiful, and I'd go there often just to clear my mind. I curled up on a very old wooden bench and cried until I fell asleep. My sleep was interrupted by the sound of someone approaching, and I felt as they sat down on the far end of the same bench I was sleeping on. I shot up, apologizing that I had fallen asleep, but there was nobody there with me. I told some of my Chinese friends about the situation, and they said nobody visits the temple because of that reason.